Okay, so let's get started here. So for those of you who haven't joined us before, welcome. Thanks for joining. It's pretty straightforward. If you have questions, you can submit them in the Q&A button at the bottom of the screen, and I will go through and answer the questions. So this first question is from Tim, and it is asking, wondering if there's a way for me to run several free confirmation pages, and if not, whether there is a workaround. The reason is that I want to create free accounts as lead magnets, but send free members to different confirmation pages with different links to dashboards depending on their lead magnet type. So yeah, there's no direct way to do that. You can only set up one free confirmation page in MemberMouse. However, there is a workaround. Let me share my screen here. And log in as the administrator. So you're gonna, what I'm gonna show you is using SmartTags. So let's say that you have your free confirmation page. And we make this a confirmation page in MemberMouse, and we have it for free memberships. So we'll go ahead and publish this. Okay, so now we have our page. Now this currently is going to be used for all free membership levels. So in order to distinguish, go to our support center and look up the member decision smart tag. And we'll see here that one of the attributes we can use is membership ID. So what we can do on the one free confirmation page is we could create different sections based on the membership ID. So say that you have 3 free membership levels. For the sake of argument, let's say the membership IDs for these membership levels are 1, 2, 3, but basically the way that you would find the IDs is if you go to the membership product settings, membership levels, you'll see the IDs are in the column here on the left. So we would say, okay, membership level ID 1. This is the first block. Okay, and then for our other 2 membership levels, we would just copy this, but then change the membership level ID appropriately. So what this is going to accomplish is that there's a single page here, but what somebody sees when they come to this page will depend on the membership level that they're on. So say this content will only be seen by bronze members, whatever you're calling it. So let's just say our membership levels are bronze, silver, gold. Right, so you can put whatever you want in between these smart tags, HTML content, whatever you want. So this is how you do it. And now this free confirmation page is dynamically displaying content based on the membership level that somebody signed up for. All right, Kimberly, how does passing bundle info into MailChimp work? Do I need to take action to make it work? No, you don't. So by default, MemberMouse will pass bundle information to MailChimp. So you'll notice when you set up bundles that there is this, well, it's not here because I don't have MailChimp configured for this. I wonder if I can just like make up an API key and it'll allow me to do it. Maybe, maybe not, probably not. Hold on a second, let me Okay. So now that I've done that, now that I have an email integration set up, when I go to product settings and bundles and go to edit a bundle, you'll see that there's a short name area here. This is the set of characters that's going to be passed to MailChimp so you can identify what bundles people have. And then when you go into MailChimp, you will see on an individual contact, you'll see you'll see the list of short names for the bundles that they have applied to their account. So the only thing you need to do is make sure you have the email integration set up in MemberMouse, and then make sure that each bundle has a short name set up. And then MemberMouse will pass, anytime somebody signs up for a bundle, MemberMouse will pass that short name to MailChimp. Also, of course, with email integration, you can specify that somebody be added to a specific list when they sign up for a particular bundle. So you could do that as well. But regardless of that, regardless if you have specific bundle mapping set up, MemberMouse will send a list of bundles that somebody has subscribed to. All right. I map several bundles to the same MailChimp list. Does that screw things up in terms of being able to segment my list by bundle? You should be able to still, well, it definitely makes it more challenging because everybody's on the same list, so you can't know how somebody got on that list, whether it's for one bundle or another. So it's going to depend on, you should test out what I just demonstrated and see if you can segment the list based on that data that's being passed about the bundles applied to the account. And you should be able to do that, but you know, I'm not that familiar with MailChimp, so I can't say definitively, but if that doesn't work, then yeah, you would want to have the mappings go to separate lists in MailChimp to make it easy on yourself. Terry's asking, will MemberMouse integrate with Mailer Lite? We don't have a native integration with Mailer Lite, and we don't have any plans to do an integration with them. However, it is possible that you could build an integration and go with Mailer Lite. If you really wanted to use them, you would just leverage our push notification system. And on particular triggers, you would have it call a script, and then that script you would talk to Mailer Lite's API if they have one. So it is possible that you could do it. Now, if a lot of that didn't make sense to you, then definitely that's not a path that you're going to consider. So yeah, just go ahead and use MailChimp if that's cool with you. This next question is from Jorn. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. So I see you have the O with the slash through it. So I'm imagining there's a specific pronunciation for that, which I'm not familiar with, so apologies. I'm using the Divi theme in conjunction with MemberMouse. And by the way, also use the Divi pack made for MemberMouse. Divi works with a hierarchy of elements, sections that contains rows and columns, that contain modules, for example, a text module. When it comes to using SmartTags, it works fine within a Divi text module or a code module, but only using it within a text module limits the ability to tailor what to expose to different users significantly. Do you have any idea if and how to use SmartTags on columns or sections? In particular, I'm looking for a way to dynamically display different sections depending on how many days a member has been a certain membership level. This is, unfortunately, I don't know the answer to this question. This is definitely a question for Divi theme because basically our SmartTags will only be processed when I believe it's the get shortcode filter in WordPress is called. So we link to a particular trigger in WordPress, the WordPress core system. And when that trigger happens, our smart tag system will be run on the content. So this can only happen in instances where whoever the developer is, in this case, Divi Theme, if they are triggering that WordPress function to be called. So if they're not doing that, then our smart tags won't work in particular contexts. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't know the answer to that question. You'll want to reach out to Divi Theme and ask them about that. Sorry. Okay, this next question is from David. What URL would be created? What would the URL be? If I read this the way that it's written, I can't understand it. So I'm trying to translate it. It says what the URL would be to create a text link to the update account details box. What I'm trying to accomplish is to create a text link on the dashboard that when clicked, the update account details box pops up. That's not going to be possible. I'm modeling Andre Chaperone's member homepage where I can see my account details and there is an edit link next to each line. For example, there is a login email line and an edit text link that when clicked pops up to the update account details box. So what you can do actually, so you'll notice if you go into the My Account page dialog, so it's not possible to put a link on a page that will open up something on the My Account page. But what you can do is if you notice, if you open up the My Account page, you'll notice that this content is all, best to view this as HTML. Okay, you'll notice that all of this content is smart tags in HTML. So what you could do is you could copy all of this content and paste it onto your homepage and then just remove the parts that you don't want. So you could remove, you can remove the billing details and the subscription part and stuff. So you're just displaying the first name, last name, etc., whatever you want to display. So just go to your My Account page, copy the smart tags. I believe there's also a support article that isolates the smart tags without the HTML. So if you just want to grab the functional elements with the smart tags, you can find that in our support center, I believe. Just look up My Account core page template or something like that. But yeah, just copy this text, paste it on your homepage, and then delete the stuff that you don't want, and that should work. You should be able to have this also on your homepage. Okay, this next question is from Eddie. I have push notifications set up so that whenever someone purchases a product, they automatically get sent an email invoice of the order confirmation. Unfortunately, the email builder provided in MemberMouse doesn't seem to like my HTML code for creating a nicely designed invoice email with tables and branding. However, my code looks to work fine via Coda software. Is there an alternative email builder within WordPress, a plugin you recommend for creating HTML emails that include the MemberMouse smart tags? I don't know, but the way that you would need to do this is have your push notification continue to be run and triggered the same way that you currently have it, but have it call a PHP script instead. And then in that PHP script, you can use simple PHP functions. Even if you're not familiar with PHP, you should be able to generate a PHP script that will allow you to send your email. So that's the best thing to do. And all of the data that you need, so you won't be able to use smart tags in the PHP script, but all of the data that's available through smart tags will be passed to that PHP script as variables, so you can use them to insert them into your email and make it dynamic. Right. Kimberly is asking, how do I comp a membership at the same level someone already has access to? I'm assuming I can comp a membership that someone originally paid for, and that the subscription will be canceled in MemberMouse on my on-site payment processor will no longer charge recurring payments. Is all of that true? Okay, so just to make sure I have this correctly, you're saying someone has signed up for a paid membership level, but after the fact you want to comp them, you want to give it to them for free. So you're asking how to do that. Just confirm that that's correct. Okay, yeah. So the way you do this, so let's see, manage members. So let's see, paid membership level. Let's say we're gonna sign up for this basic plan, which is $19 every month. So I'll go ahead and copy this purchase link. And I will buy this. Okay, so now this person, this new member has signed up for this membership on a recurring basis. So we go here, we can see this new account, and we can see on subscriptions, they have the basic membership level and a subscription signed up. So what you can do is, you see in this actions column, you have two icons here. If you hover over them and hold for a second, you'll see what they mean. So this is cancel billing and associated access rights. And this one just cancels billing. So if I click this one, it will cancel the billing, but continue to give them access to the content. So this is the one that you want, because this will basically keep them from being billed in the future. And now you'll see this icon here, which means it's comped. And you can do this for membership levels or bundles. So if they are, I don't know if this bundle is a recurring bundle. I think it's just a single purchase, in which case it won't. Yeah, so it's just a single purchase. So I can't demonstrate that without creating new products, but basically it'll work for bundles too. You just go to the subscriptions tab and you click that button that just cancels billing and keeps access. All right, next question is from Patrick. I use MemberMouse custom checkout fields, and I want to improve the user experience by allowing users to be able to click the checkbox and the database be updated immediately without the need for a form submit button. I can already tell I'm not going to be able to answer this question. I understand this may need some custom coding, but I want to make sure it's done in a supportable way. Can I trigger the MemberMouse code that processes the update somehow without submitting the form? So what you're talking about is Ajax, essentially. You want to update the database without submitting the form. Well, first part is you're not going to be able to use our form submit function to do this, because what you're going to run into, right? Our function that gets called, the JavaScript function that gets called on submitting the checkout form, has all sorts of validation in it. So what's going to happen is, even if you call that function, say based on a checkbox being clicked, all that's going to happen is it's going to trigger the validation stuff to be called, and then it's going to show errors that say you haven't filled out this field or that field, right? So you're not going to be able to use our form submission button because that function assumes that the entire form has been completed prior to calling it. So then it's not a checkout. Okay, so he's saying the checkout box is the only thing on the form. Are you okay, so you're not talking about a checkout form. You're talking about a custom form. Not our checkout form that collects payment and all that stuff. Okay. Is that possible? I mean, I suppose, yeah. I mean, I suppose that if you can take care of all the Ajax stuff and call the JavaScript function, it's totally, I don't see any reason why that wouldn't be possible, because you're essentially just calling the same function that would be called if the button is clicked. So you're just doing it, you're initiating the action in another way. So I think that should be totally fine. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. I don't personally know how to do it, but conceptually it makes sense. Okay, so that's all the outstanding questions. Oh wait, do I know what the JS function is? Not off the top of my head, but let's see, checkout settings, create custom field, test, checkbox, make this checkbox. Look up the support article on create custom form. Copy this sample code. Go back. Create a new page. Okay, so this is our custom form, and then what we want to do is insert our actual checkbox. So we copy the form smart tag, come back here, replace these sample form smart tags. Publish. All right, and now view page. Okay, so in order for me to test this, I need to be logged in with an actual member account, because if I'm not logged in with an account, it's not going to know what account to apply it to. So I'm going to log out, make a purchase, whatever, and then paste the URL of the custom form thing in, and then let's view the source. View the source. Okay, so this is the this is what's being called. On click custom form underscore JS dot check fields. So it's yeah. So you should be able to just call this directly from some other form. Yeah. You're welcome. Hope that works out. And yeah, if I went too fast, there's going to be a replay of this, and everybody who's attended will get the replay link so you can rewatch that if there were some details that I went through too quickly. What specific WP function the smart tags are calling? It was about the Divi theme. Oh, Jordan is asking a follow-up question. What is it? I think it's a WP get short code. I'm gonna phone a friend right now, meaning I'm gonna text someone on my dev team because I don't remember this off the top of my head. Tell me the Actually, I'm not going to bother them about this. I think I should be able to find it if I just look at should be able to find it. I might be able to find it. I might. No guarantees here. This would be in the smart tag engine. No, smart tags. Where is it? Where is it? Process smart tag. Okay, so this is a function that gets called, and I think this gets set up in when the plugin is first set up. Well, so it looks like these are the filters where so this is showing all the WordPress filters that we are, because you see what's happening here is when WordPress triggers the filter, the title, WP title, and the content, it calls our function to process smart tags on that content. It's also doing it for the filter document title parts. Not sure exactly what that is. But in any event, if any of these filters are triggered, our process smart tags function will be run. Alternatively, this line could be added, like if Divi theme themselves have a filter, you could add this line to their theme. Usually themes have a functions.php or something. So Actually, if you were going to do it, you'd want to do this. You'd want to check to make sure the tag processor exists first. So something like that. I mean, I don't know if that will work, but if Divi has a filter that they're executing, that they're triggering in these particular content areas that you want to process smart tags within, if you add, we see where I say Divi filter placeholder, if you put their filter in there and you listen for that and then have our process smart tags function be called, it should process the smart tags in that content area. That's kind of a long shot, but you know, you could try it. See if it works. All right, Kimberly, are MemberMouse push notifications supposed to be used for things like payments received, failed, refunded versus notifications from the payment processor? Is there a push notification or something to send a cancellation confirmed email to a member? Okay, so first question, they're not supposed to be used versus that. You can, it all depends on your situation and what you want to do. You know, some payment processors don't really send those things, some do. If yours does and you like the way that they're sending them to your customer, you can totally use those. If your payment processor doesn't send those things when a refund is issued, a payment failed, et cetera, and you want to send them, then you could set them up in MemberMouse. It's not something that has to be done. It's an option if you want to use it. And then as far as, yes, you can set up a cancellation email. So what you would do is, by the way, this whole time I've been using demo.membermouse.com, and this is publicly accessible, and you all can come here and log in as the administrator and make test purchases and stuff. So if you want to just, if you don't have your own MemberMouse account yet and you want to play around with stuff, you can come here and do that. So what you do is go to push notifications, create push notification, and you can say when membership status is changed, trigger this when membership status is changed, and then you can specify a particular membership level or say it's for all membership levels. And then you can specify that it's specifically for when the membership status is canceled. And then you can draft your custom email based on that. Keep in mind, though, if someone is canceling a subscription, the account is going to go into pending cancellation status first. So say somebody signed up they paid $20 for 30 days, and it rebills every month. If they cancel on day 15, they're going to have access for another 15 days. So what's going to happen is when they cancel immediately, it's going to put their account into pending cancellation status. And then 15 days later, their account's going to be put into canceled status. So it's just something useful to know, because it'll depending on your situation, you may want to actually listen to send an email out when they've initiated cancellation, in which case you would do pending cancellation, or if you want it to be sent when the account is actually canceled, and then you would select cancel, or you could do both. But that's something to keep in mind. You're welcome. And I'm glad that you are enjoying this. So we are officially kind of over the time at office hours. If people have more questions, I'm happy to answer them. But if you're all done with questions, then we'll just wrap things up and head on our separate ways. So I'll just wait another minute, see if any of you have any questions. All right, no more questions? Cool. Well, thanks all for joining, and I hope you all have a good weekend. And I will see you next time. All right, thanks.